Hey, what's up everybody? This is Clayton with Boards on North. I'm here to introduce you guys to the Sector 9 Shattered. Now that if you guys are familiar at all with last year's Sand Wedge model, this is going to be a really familiar board for you. As you can see, pretty much exactly the same. They just gave it a facelift and a new graphic and a new name. So, it's still a pretty good board. I mean, the measurements are still exactly the same. Overall, you're looking at a 38 inches in length total. At the widest point, you're going to be looking at 9 inches. It's 8 Plys thick, so the heavier riders should be able to ride this and not break it like a twig. The tail, 4.5 inches from the outer bolt hole, and the nose, 2.5 inches from the outer bolt hole. And if you're talking about wheelbase, 27 1/4, right out when I measured it. As far as how this board rides, I like it. This is not what I would call a mid-range. It's kind of an in-between the longer and the mid-range board. It's still nice, it carves, and the cool thing is, it's built around the double-kingpin Sidewinder truck system. So I bought a set of these about a month ago. Absolutely love these. If you're looking to carve, I would definitely recommend that you check these out. And I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about here. The beautiful thing is, these will lay all the way over for those carves down the hill. Wonderful truck. I can't say enough good things about it. But, as far as you guys are looking to set up your board, we got a couple of options, you know? It depends kind of on whether you're looking for slalom, freestyle, race. It just kind of depends on your application. I'll kind of see if I can give you guys a preview of some stuff. As far as bearings go, generally I kind of break it down into basic level, intermediate level, and then really advanced quality bearings, right? On the basic level, you're going to have the Rush ABEC 5s, which are come standard on the board. Everything else is an upgrade from these. Some more that are in, I would call in the basic category are Bones Reds, loaded ABEC 5s, and the Sector 9 grease balls, which are also an ABEC 5. A little bit higher up in quality towards the intermediate range, you know, right out in the middle of the pack. Going to be looking at Bone Swiss. I really love these bearings. High quality, you can clean them, and they can take a pounding. Another couple that fall in that category are the Rush ABEC 7s and Rush ABEC 9s. The Sector 9 ABEC 7s and ABEC 9s. And I would say that those would be the only ones that fall into the intermediate category. Although if you want to get kind of creative, the Rush Ceramics you could see as that is kind of a hybrid between the intermediate and the advanced quality bearings. Now then, on the higher end, you basically are going to be looking at, like I said, 2 or 3 options. The absolute highest quality, I would say, Bone Swiss Ceramics. Absolutely wonderful bearing. Durable, high quality, pricey, but well worth it as long as you maintain them and keep them going at full speed. The other option are the Sector 9 Black Ball Ceramic Speed Bearings. Specifically built for racing by Sector 9. So they're a little bit higher quality. I would say, you know, if you're looking to put it on a regular board that's going to be taking a lot of hits, I would go with the Bones or the Sector 9. I mean, they're both about the same. It just kind of depends on your preference and which one you think is higher quality. As far as wheels go, I've got a couple more options for you. In wheels, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. Whether you're looking for a slalom style or a free ride, freestyle board, standard, or what would you call it? The standard shaped wheel. And I'll use O-tangs as an example because I'm a big fan of O-tang. In my right hand, as you can see, I've got the 4 Prez, and this is a slalom style wheel. Square profile, flat top, totally meant to grip and stick to the asphalt. Not meant to slide. Now the reason that they have the square shape is, as it goes sliding horizontally, these lips are going to catch and stop it from going. You can still wear them in and slide with them, but they're not specifically designed to do that. And on the opposite end is kind of the standard shape for wheels with the rounded corners, flat, although this has a little bit of a divot if you look really closely in the middle, which goes away with wear and breaking in. I just thought it was kind of interesting when I looked at them the first time. But they're really high quality, the Stimulus, and I'll ride a set, love them. And it kind of depends on who's your favorite manufacturer when it comes to wheels. Whether it be O-Tang, Gravity, Arbor, Sector 9, Hogs, a couple of others out there. It just kind of depends on your personal preferences. As far as O-Tangs go, I could recommend a couple of things to you guys, but basically it boils down to 2. I would go with the yellow Stimuluses in the 86A durometer. It's a harder wheel, so you'll slide better, but it's still grippy, so it won't slide absolutely out from under you when you go. On the slalom end, I would try the softer orange 80A O-Tang 4 Prezes. They're a really nice wheel, grippy, won't slide very well, but you can do it, don't get me wrong, if you break them in appropriately. As far as Gravity goes, for the free ride, freestyle option, I would go with the Drifter. It's a 70mm 77A wheel. As you can see, the outside is rounded, the inside is beveled. And then you have their slalom style offering, the Burner, which is a 66mm wheel, and is an 83A, so it's a little bit tougher than that one was in a 77 durometer. Now for Arbor, we've got either the 65mm in the 78A or the 70mm in 78A. It just kind of depends on whether you want a larger or a smaller wheel. The larger wheel might take you a little bit faster, it might not. Personally, I think it would be a little bit bulkier, and I would probably go with the 65, but it's all personal choice. For Sector 9, we have a couple of options. I would say that if you're looking for a slalom, I would go with the Race Formula. It's a little bit harder wheel. It's at a 78A for the 70mm, and I believe an 80A, 80A for the 69mm. And it's a little bit better quality urethane than their standard offering, and it's definitely a lot harder. It's, I believe, 69mm. Their basic level 69mm non-ball is a 75A, so it's a little bit softer. You guys can see it's pretty easy to deform it, but that means that it grips and it won't slide. That's kind of why I like the race ones a little bit better, because they're a little bit harder durometer, so you can be more versatile with it and not be stuck into only one application. As far as their free ride freestyle goes, or standard shape skate wheel, I would say either a 70mm non-ball, couple of color options there for you, or the 65mm non-ball, and both of those are no, I stand corrected. The 70mm is a 75A, so it's a little bit softer, and the 65 is a 78A, so it's a little bit harder than that 70 was. But it just kind of depends on the application. If you're looking for quicker, tighter turns, I would go with the smaller wheel. In sliding, I would go with the smaller wheel too, just because it's a little bit harder durometer than the 70 was. But for most beginners, you probably won't notice much of the difference, if any. It just kind of depends on personal preference. You guys will come to realize that I talk about personal preferences a lot, because everybody has their own likes, dislikes, and riding styles. And just because somebody else is different doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. The world is built around variety, and it's a pretty cool thing. But you guys have got a lot of options out there when you go to build around this board. It's an awesome carver, downhill, sliding, whatever you would like to do. I think this can handle it. I just wouldn't bomb hills with it because the kingpin, the double kingpin, can get a little bit squirrely when it gets at the higher speeds, but I mean, if you crank down on it, you can still take it up there. It depends on how risque you want to get. So, if you guys are looking for an awesome board, I would definitely check out the Sector 9 Shattered today. This is Clayton, and I'm out. Have fun with it.